Today we're going to talk about something a little more personal. A little nostalgic. The Canon 5D Mark III. Now, I've got a little bit of a history with this camera. We used to date. Let me take you back to 2012 when I was the first owner of this beauty. I shot countless photos with it, capturing life, freezing time. But like any relationship, things changed. 3 years later, I lost my spark. I just lost the joy in photography. Things plateaued. The honeymoon phase fizzled out. Things weren't so hot anymore. So we broke up. I sold it, said my goodbyes, and moved on. Now, fast forward to today, over a decade later, and I'm not gonna lie, I think about this camera every once in a while. And like, does it think about me? What has it been up to since we parted ways? Is it out there living its best life with someone else? Clearly, I bought it back, and I'm about to undo the years of therapy it took to forget about me. I'm just gonna show up in my revenge dress, ready to mess up his life all over again. But trust me, it wasn't a straightforward journey. Along the way, I found myself questioning, why am I even doing this? There's a bathtub scene. Let's get into it. The photos in the zine are going to be photos that I took in 2013 in China with my Canon 5D Mark III, which is still a camera that I am looking to purchase used. And all week I've had bad luck with trying to buy one. So I saw that Henry's in Woodbridge had a 5D Mark III, and I'm gonna go there right now to see if I can try it out. They didn't have the camera. They didn't have it. They call another store. They don't have it either. Oh God, I'm explaining this so terribly. I was kind of hoping to find maybe a 5D Mark III there, but that was really wishful thinking. So because I couldn't find a 5D Mark III, I didn't want to leave empty-handed. I found a 5D Mark III, and I'm going to call the store to find out if it's still available and what condition it's in. So here goes.
Thank you for calling Henry's Lime Ridge, Canada's greatest camera store. Please select from one of the following menu options. Lime Ridge, how can I help you?
Hi, I was wondering if I could ask some questions about a used camera body you have.
Sure, you can.
It's the Canon 5D Mark III.
Okay, let me go see if I have it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Let me check in my system because I physically don't see it, but give me a moment.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it does say we have one actually, but I don't see that in our cabinet. So I'm going to take a second look and see if I missed something.
Okay, sure.
Hello?
Hi.
Okay, ma'am. I think that's an error. We don't actually have the unit.
Oh, okay, that's too bad. Well, it's a good thing I called. Thank you so much.
Sorry about that.
No worries, thank you. Have a great day. All right, I've calmed down. So today was my third failed attempt to get a 5D Mark III. The fact that they were all unsuccessful means I just wanted more. And I feel like the 5D Mark III represents a lot of different other things in our lives, such as the ideal job, the ideal partner, the ideal vacation destination, and the lead up and the chase is the exciting part. So then it makes me believe that maybe it's not even the camera itself that I'm after. It is the process of trying to get it that is more exciting, more appealing. So when I get this camera, if I get this camera, whatever spark, magic, or joy leading up will just get extinguished. So then it's not the camera that I necessarily want or need, deep down inside, I feel like I'm going to be sorely disappointed once I get it. And I'm really afraid of that. Okay, so I've got in front of me a box. Allegedly, there is a 5D Mark III in here. I was able to track it down. There really isn't much to it. I know that this whole video was made to seem like it was a journey, it was a challenge, or it was a whole, like, man goes to far places to reach a certain destination. But to be quite honest, all I really had to do was pull out my credit card, and there isn't much really to it in terms of getting to this point. Here goes. Oh wow. It's actually in its original box. I didn't expect that. I just kind of thought it was just going to be wrapped up in bubble wrap and shipped. Wow. Okay, yeah. Alright, so this is going to be an unboxing within an unboxing. So let's unbox this. Oh, the original 5D Mark III strap is still in its plastic. I also never use the actual straps that come with the camera bodies, but it's funny that the previous owner also didn't take it out of the plastic, because it's just, this is definitely in its original packaging and tape and everything. And the body itself, of course. You know, I will know if this is actually my camera body if the buttons are sticky. So, all right, here goes. Wow. Wow. It's actually a lot lighter than I thought. I was expecting this to be a lot heavier. Damn, it's actually... No, actually it is pretty heavy. If I compare it with my 6D, the 6D is mostly plastic. Very similar construction, actually. I can also get the top-down view here. The 6D is very similar with the dials at the top. The manual function button is a button that I missed for sure. Take a look. So the 5D Mark III is on the left, and you'll see that there are buttons on the left along the side, whereas the 6D does not. And the 5D Mark III has a joystick, and the 6D does not. Very similar cameras, and that's why I got the 6D after I sold the 5D Mark III. Thing is that the 5D Mark III has 61 focusing points. The focusing points at the time were the biggest selling points for me. The 6D only has 9 focusing points, which are all focused on the center. This one, I was able to pick exactly where I wanted my focusing point to be. It could be like all the way to the left, all the way to the top right. I was more precise with this. Okay, I gotta put a card in it. So the 5D Mark III has card slots for CF and SD, so secure digital and compact flash. I do have a compact flash card, but it's like 500 megabytes. Wow. Okay. This is what I'm talking about. Like a backlit LCD screen. I used to use that all the time, especially at night when I was shooting concerts or in low light venues. What am I gonna take a picture of? I think I'm too close, so. Wow! Oh my god. The sound of the shutter. Oh my god. Takes me back. Oh, wow. It sounds exactly as I remember it. Oh, God, I miss the joystick so much. Oh, man. That mirror slap. It sounds so good. Oh, man. If you already own this and you feel a little pressured to upgrade or buy something brand new, don't be. Because there's people like me who have the latest and greatest and miss things like this. But of course, with optical viewfinders, you don't see what you get. You see what you see in real life. You need to make sure that your settings are correct and that you're looking at the exposure meter and that you're ensuring that you're exposing and focusing everything correctly. You are truly understanding the exposure triangle and knowing what the settings here do before you even take the picture. Whereas live view LCD screens, they give you all the answers before you press the shutter. And that is totally a valid way to approach photography. But what if you were faster at understanding the exposure triangle and knowing exactly how the photo is going to turn out before you even press the shutter, before you even see what the photo is going to look like? What if that was still an art? What if that is still a skill that we could hone? I think I pride myself in being a DSLR user because I feel like using these help me really understand photography at a very foundational level. If you don't understand photography basics and you rely so much on live view LCD screens to tell you whether you're doing something right or wrong, what happens when your LCD screen just dies suddenly? It can happen with any modern mirrorless camera. What if your mirrorless camera LCD screen decides to just die and all you have is the electronic viewfinder? Sure, the electronic viewfinder is basically a smaller version of the live view LCD screen, but there's a kind of power in looking at a scene and knowing exactly what f-stop, shutter speed, and ISO to use to freeze action, to capture the moment, and make it come out exactly as you expect it to be. And I feel like modern mirrorless cameras make it way too easy for people to just click the shutter and not understand how that photo came to be. Hi, baby. The point I'm trying to make is if you really want to understand the foundations of photography and not be spoon-fed with AI autofocus or spoon-fed with what the live view LCD screen shows you, I highly recommend that you pick up an old DSLR and try to guess the settings that you were to use when you look at a scene. It's not a survival skill of any kind. If we were to just pretend for a moment that your life depended on guessing the correct settings of a scene and properly exposing it, would you be able to do it without a live view LCD screen? Sometimes not getting instant feedback is a great way to learn. Sometimes taking a bunch of test shots and failing a whole lot is how you learn. And if you agree to disagree, let me know. I think one of the reasons why I decided to go down this path of revisiting my very first full-frame DSLR was to go back to the time when I felt most alive in my photography journey. Because if I'm being really honest and truthful, I've been feeling really uninspired. And sometimes it is the tools that can help bring out that inspiration again. So if you've been a long-time shooter and you find that the most modern cameras are just not hitting the right way, maybe you need to try something old. Maybe you need to try something that used to be really familiar and really comfortable. And maybe you'll find that beginner magic or spark again. Give it a shot. So because I just got this camera and I haven't really shot with it for a whole lot, I'm going to show you some photos that I took with this camera back in 2014 and 2015. Enjoy.